Welcome back, everyone. Let's dive right into this explainer of the Ramayana. Today, we're unpacking a truly timeless, high-stakes tale of duty, devotion, and righteousness. You know, this isn't just some simple myth. It's a massive, profound narrative completely packed with political intrigue, devastating betrayals, and ultimate triumphs that have shaped cultural values for centuries.
Just listen to this absolute mic drop moment from Devi Sita to the demon king Ravana right after she's taken captive. I mean, even in her absolute most vulnerable moment, she doesn't cower for a second. She boldly, directly predicts the utter ruin of her captor. But hey, to understand how we actually get to this intense standoff, we have to rewind to the very beginning.
So let's start with Section 1, Birth and Marriage.
We kick off our hero's journey in the highly prosperous kingdom of Koshal, centered right in the magnificent capital of Ayodhya. Here, we meet the brilliant king Dashratha. Now, for the longest time, despite having literally everything, he lacked an heir. But after a sacred ritual, he's finally blessed with 4 sons from his 3 queens, Rama, Bharata, Lakshmana, and Shatrughna. And as time goes on, his eldest son, Rama, becomes wildly famous across the lands for his sheer bravery and virtue, so much so that sages are actively requesting his protection against demons.
What happens next over in the neighboring kingdom of Mithila is absolutely crucial. King Janaka sets up this completely impossible challenge. Only the one who could lift and string the massive, divine bow of Lord Shiva could marry his extraordinary daughter, Sita. Well, a ton of mighty warriors try and fail, but Rama, he possesses such immense power that he doesn't just string it, he actually breaks the bow, winning Sita's hand. This isn't just a physical flex. It's the story's way of showing us his divine destiny, and it brings just immense joy back to Ayodhya.
Moving right along to Section 2, Palace Conspiracy and Exile.
Okay, so picture this. Just as the aging king Dasharatha prepares to happily crown Rama as his successor, a dark conspiracy drops and changes absolutely everything. Poisoned by the malicious words of her maid, Queen Keikei cashes in on 2 ancient boons owed to her by the king. Her demands? Crown her own son Bharata instead and banish Rama to the forest for 14 years. It's a completely grueling exile, miles away from the throne that was rightfully his. But Rama, accompanied by his fiercely loyal brother Lakshmana and his devoted wife Sita, just leaves the comforts of the palace without a single complaint.
You really have to notice this stark, overarching contrast throughout the whole epic. Rama accepts exile, the loss of his entire kingdom, and endless hardships with a calm smile, strictly for the sake of duty and honoring his father's word. On the flip side, our antagonist, Ravana, the demon king of Lanka, is blinded entirely by his own ego, his wealth, and his power. It's the ultimate setup, right? Selfless duty versus totally selfish desire.
Which brings us to Section 3, Sita's abduction and search.
Fast forward to the 13th year of their exile. They're settling in the Panchavati forest, and the narrative takes a terrifying turn. Ravana is out for revenge after his sister gets humiliated by Lakshmana, so he plots this incredibly cunning deception. Using dark magic, a demon actually disguises himself as this mesmerizing golden deer. Sita is totally enchanted by it, so Rama goes to fetch it. Then, a fake cry for help lures Lakshmana away too, leaving Sita completely unprotected. It is the perfect, sinister trap. Ravana swoops right in, abducts Sita, and flees south towards Lanka.
Returning to an empty hut, Rama is, as you'd expect, devastated. But he doesn't just sit around in despair. He methodically starts building a network of allies. They find the brave eagle Jatayu, who actually fought Ravana and manages to give them their first clue before dying. They meet the deeply devoted Shabari, who offers them sweet berries. Step by step, moving farther and farther south, they begin gathering the forces they need to find his beloved.
And that flows right into Section 4, Kishkinda and Hanuman's devotion.
So this methodical search leads them directly into the powerful kingdom of Kishkinda, home to the Vanaras, this mighty race of monkey warriors. Here, Rama meets their exiled king, Sugriva, and they make a really crucial pact. Rama promises to help Sugriva defeat his oppressive brother Vali to get his throne back. In return, Sugriva promises to unleash massive search parties across the entire globe to hunt for the demon king's fortress. It's a brilliant strategic alliance, and it totally changes the tide of the story.
Now here is where we meet the absolute breakout star of our story, Hanuman. Standing at the edge of the Southern Ocean, he's reminded of his true divine strength. And Hanuman literally leaps 100 yojanas, an ancient measure that basically translates to hundreds of miles, straight across the vast sea. He infiltrates the golden city of Lanka, finds Sita to deliver Rama's ring of hope, and then, just to send a message, he sets half of Ravana's city completely ablaze before leaping right back.
All right, Section 5, the Great War with Ravana. With Sita's location finally confirmed, the massive Vanara army marches straight to the ocean. But when the ocean stubbornly refuses to grant them a path to Lanka, we get a rare, terrifying glimpse of supreme fury from the normally calm Rama. He actually notches a divine arrow, threatening to dry up the entire sea. It brilliantly illustrates that even infinite patience has its limits when righteousness is on the line. The ocean very quickly yields, a stone bridge is built, and the army crosses directly to Ravana's doorstep.
The war itself, it is incredibly fast-paced, massive in scale, and absolutely brutal. Ravana unleashes his absolute greatest warriors, including his giant brother Kumbhakarna and his seemingly invincible son Meghnad. But through sheer grit and divine power, Rama's forces strike them down one by one. Slowly but surely, the invincible demon army begins to totally crumble.
But listen, it's not an easy victory, by any means. At one point, Lakshmana is fatally struck down by a devastating magical weapon. The only cure is the Sanjeevani herb, located far, far away in the Himalayas, and it has to be brought back before sunrise. Hanuman undertakes this breathtaking race against the sun, and when he can't identify the specific plant, he literally uproots the entire mountain and brings it to the battlefield. Talk about turning tragedy into triumph. Leading directly into the final showdown, just watch how Ravana steps onto the battlefield. Despite losing his family and his armies, his arrogance remains completely unbroken. He actually still views Rama as a mere mortal, telling him he's going to crush him like a mosquito. It perfectly sets the stage for his own ultimate downfall. The final clash between Rama and Ravana is earth-shattering. Rama keeps cutting off Ravana's heads, but they just keep magically regenerating. It seems completely impossible until Ravana's own brother, Vibhishana, who had defected to the side of righteousness, reveals the ultimate secret. Ravana houses the nectar of immortality right in his navel. Targeting this one hidden vulnerability, Rama unleashes a divine weapon, finally putting an end to the Demon King's reign of terror once and for all. And finally, Section 6, Victory over Evil and Return. With the war decisively won, Sita rescued, and that grueling 14-year vow of exile officially fulfilled, the darkness over the world finally lifts. The rightful king and queen fly back to Ayodhya, and the city just erupts in unparalleled joy, devotion, and celebration. Millions of lamps are lit to welcome them out of the darkness, a profound tradition we still celebrate globally today as Diwali. Order, justice, and prosperity are completely restored.